What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, oh man, oh boy, okay, yeah, let's get to this, shall we? Making his debut on the channel tonight. Oh man, we have the legendary Victor Wooten. Yes, indeed. How about that? Victor Wooten making his debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bob, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Brian Savino, and this is actually Brian's prioritized request for the month of February for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Brian. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Brian wanted to see me react to this. It is Victor Wooten with a tune entitled Classical Thump. Now, have I heard the song before? Okay, here's where things get interesting. I might have. I very well may have heard this song before, but I just don't remember it. I do not recognize the name of the song. But I've heard a lot of things from Victor Wooten. He is a legend in the jazz bass community. He is one of the highest regarded bass players in the field of jazz. So I have a lot of respect for the guy. I would even count him among some of my influences. So yes, I am very familiar with Victor Wooten, but looking at the name of the song, Classical Thump, it doesn't ring any bells, but I don't know. We're going to have to kind of play this one by ear. So I'll start listening to it, and if at any point during the course of the song I go, oh yeah, I heard this in jazz band, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by R3 Rueda. Sure, why not? We'll go with that. And the video has 524,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Victor Wooten, Classical Thump. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Good Lord! the dynamic control. Dear Lord. Do not get me wrong. Okay. Everything I have seen so far has been impressive. His thumping ability is legendary. Okay. It absolutely is. But to see him do those double and triple thumps, man, dear Lord. It's something, man. It really is something. I've heard him do it. I've never seen it before. And he just makes it look absolutely effortless. But on top of that, his left hand, the hammer-ons and pull-offs that he's doing along with the thumping to get it to have that double tap sound. It's a great technique, fantastic technique. But what's really impressing me right now, more than anything, is his dynamic control. Not relying on volumes or volume pedals or volume knobs. It's all in the technique. It's all in the playing. How hard you hit the strings, how hard you attack the strings. Where on the bass do you hit the strings and attack the strings? You, like right now, it's closer to the bridge, right? When you're close to the bridge, you get a little more of a percussive attack, but it also is going to allow you by default, because you're a little farther away from those pickups, your fingers are a little farther away from, these might be the one, I don't know if he's blending the two, he might be. The P and the J, he might be blending the two, but if he's using the P only, then he could be down here and the attacks are not going to be picked up as strongly. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how he's doing it, but he's got some fantastic dynamic control. It sounds really good. Very smooth. Let's keep going here. No, I think he's blending the P and the J. Got right back to the beginning again. At the end. That was fun. That was fun. Not sure how I'm going to score this. I don't know. I have to think about it. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was the legendary Victor Wooten with a tune called Classical Thump. This was a request from Brian Savino, and this was actually Brian's prioritized request for the month of February for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Brian. Hope you enjoyed the show. Before I give my score, I know I had some question marks as to whether I had heard the song before. I can honestly say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, no. I have not heard that before, and I had not seen that before. That was absolutely new to me. You know, I've seen a lot from Victor Wooten over the years. Since I was in high school, I heard a lot about him. I've heard a lot from him. I've seen a lot of footage from him as well. I love the video. I don't know if I've ever talked about this video or not. There's a video on YouTube circulating around. I don't know if it's still circulating. It was for a while. And it was a Victor Wooten video, and the video was him basically saying, you cannot play a wrong note in jazz. There is a reason that, quote, close enough for jazz exists. There is a reason for that. If you listen to him explain everything and play what he is demonstrating. So he'll explain how one thing works, and then he'll play it to show you how it works. So he explains it, and he plays it. And it sounds, what he plays backs up his argument 100%. And I love these, you have these classical musicians and, you know, studied theory for, you know, decades, and they'll sit there and they'll try to argue with him. And he proves them wrong every single time. Yes, on paper, if you go by, you know, classic music theory and music application, are they right? Yes, technically they are correct, you know, but at the same time, jazz is a different beast. It really is. You can play in a solo, you can play a flat 5 and, you know, resolve it to the 5 and it sounds good. You do that in classical music, doesn't always sound good, you know? It just doesn't. Not always. You know, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. You know, playing, you know, the flat 5 with the natural 7, you know, against, you know, like, so you go, you know, root, flat 5, natural 7, you know, is that going to sound great? No, but in the world of jazz, it's kind of cool. It's so funny. It is. I always find humor in jazz music, and one of the reasons why I love playing jazz music is because there's so much happening. There's so much great stuff happening when I play jazz. I have the most fun playing jazz, and I'll give you an example really quick before I get to the score. I was in a jazz band a long time ago. The name of the jazz band was the Lane 29 Orchestra. I was actually one of the founding members of the orchestra. Before the orchestra, there was the Lane 29 combo band. But then they wanted it, then the founder, Mike Angemi, may he rest in peace, he said, you know, I want to take this further. And he expanded it out to a full-blown jazz orchestra. And I'll tell you, man, I have so many good memories playing in that band. I played in that band for 5 years. I think it was 5 or 6 years I played in that band. And the reason I'm saying it's so much fun is because whenever we'd be playing, you know, and we're just goofing off in there. You know, we're playing the songs seriously, but then there would be a soloist. And the soloist will come up there and and every soloist in the band had the same goal. And the goal was to crack Mike up with our solos. So whenever we would solo, because I had a couple solos in there too, and I will take full responsibility for doing my best to get Mike to crack up. And one of the best ways was to play something that just made absolutely no sense whatsoever. You know, on paper, you would look at what we were playing and go, what in the hell were they thinking playing that riff? But then when you hear it and then we resolve it, we look at Mike and we just kind of wink him like, how'd you think of that? And he cracks up. You know, it's just, and the whole band would crack up sometimes, you know, on our solos, because we would do our best to play some really out there solos, just for fun, just for laughs. And that's one of the great things about jazz, is it is just for fun. It is just for laughs, you know. People who take jazz too seriously, I sometimes look at them, I'm like, you're kind of missing the point, dude. You're kind of missing the whole point of this experience. So, but that was not the case here. He was having fun with this, and it was very obvious. And on top of that, the man's skill is legendary. But I love that. I love that video that Victor put out. You know, you can't play a wrong note in jazz. I love that video. If you ever want to check that out, seriously do, because and what I love about it, like I said, he'll explain it. He'll explain what he's talking about, and then he'll play it. And then he'll give another example. He'll explain it, and then he'll play it and demonstrate it. I love it. I absolutely love it. In regards to this, I just want to take my bases and throw them in the trash right now. I really do. Anyway, let's get to the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 9.3. Yep, 9.3. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I feel this song and video deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, 9.3. What does that mean? Well, a 9.3 would translate to an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating because honestly, this was outstanding, this was amazing, and this was impressive. Giving it 5 out of 5 stars in an A letter grade. So there you go, a 9.3, outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars in an A letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Taking a classical approach as far as notation goes. You know, the arpeggiations, the notational selection, very much in a classical music style, but applying slap and tapping and hammer-on techniques to make it work. It's an interesting blend. It's an interesting hybrid for sure. And his technique was impressive. I've heard him do it. I've heard him do his double slapping where he'll slap down and up against the string. But here's the string. And he goes and slaps down on the string and up on the string. Like that. On top of that, you had the hammer-ons in between. You know, so slap on one, tap on, and then you do the hammer-on E, slap back the other way on the and then hammer on again on the So you're literally playing 16 notes. It's just crazy. I've heard it. I've heard him in recordings do it. This is the first time I've actually visually seen him do it. And he just makes it look effortless. I have a hard enough time doing the down, just slapping on the down. I've never even tried slapping on the up before. I don't think I can do it. I mean, give me 20 years. Give me 20 years of solid practice. Maybe I'll get it, but I don't know, man. That is something else. So that was impressive. On top of that, his hammer-ons and pull-offs. He had the tapping. He had the arpeggiations. It was not, and then his demonstration of dynamic control with his playing. Sometimes playing louder, and then without touching a knob, without touching a pedal, without doing anything technical, you know, from a like I said, from a knob or a pedal standpoint, he does it all with his fingering and his playing. Just a great demonstration of playing from a mezzo forte down to a piano. You know, it's just great technique demonstration overall. This was a lot of fun to watch. I know a lot of people are going, why a 9.3? Why not higher? Well, 2 reasons. One, this is my first time having Victor on the channel. Okay, that's number 1. And I know there are more impressive things out there that he's done. And I want to leave a little wiggle room. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I understand this was really about him and what he was doing, but it wouldn't have hurt to have had, you know, at the very least, a drummer, you know, back there kind of helping to fill out the sound a little bit. Maybe have a piano player back then. Maybe just make it a little 3-piece combo, a little jazz trio. I think that would have definitely added to the overall product. I think that would have added to the overall value of the product to fill out the sound a little bit. But just the fact that he was doing this on his own, getting a 9.3, that is not easy to do, and he got it. He absolutely got it. Mainly, though, it's the wiggle room, because I know there's other things he's done that if I were to watch him do it would probably blow me away too. So I gotta leave some space, you know? I want to leave a little room just in case something else comes along. And I know people going, well, that's not fair. Life isn't fair. Deal with it. So anyway, 9.3, I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 9.3, which is an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.